So Iran sent a drone to test the Armada, Trump's biggest and beautiful and most powerful aircraft carrier on the sea. And as soon as they saw the drone, immediately they jump in their jet, follow the drone, right, and start talking to the drone, thinking that it was someone inside. And then when they realized that instead of surrendering, the drone sped right toward the Armada, they shot it down. All of a sudden, for the mainstream propaganda media, this is breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, right? So they love things like this, right? Basically, Iran has started stage 2 of their plan, which is to give the US a hard time on the sea. They are trying to chase them out of there. And so this is not going to be the first drone you're going to see. They are going to be sending different drones different way. They're going to be sending the one in the air. They're going to be sending the drones on the sea. They're going to drive the US crazy to the point where the US is going to spend a lot of money chasing away all those drones. It's all over the news, right? Because they love action. Imagine yourself maybe a $500 drone and they use $5 to $10 million missile to shoot it down. Now, they will be doing this a lot, and that is how the taxpayers' money will be going away. The mainstream media is extremely upset because they are not going to have a war. They're claiming that Donald Trump doesn't care about the Iranian protesters. He said that he was going to save them. Now Donald Trump is talking about making a deal with the Iranian regime instead of going to save the protesters who are dying every day. The reality here is that the mainstream propaganda warmongers, their ratings is down. The only way they survive is with breaking news. They want some action so they can bring their ratings up. When there is no action, there's no reason to watch the mainstream propaganda. What is there that they can tell you that is different than the lies that they feed people every day? We're sick and tired of it. But when there's no conflict, right, and they are feeding you with lies, right, it's boring. You might as well just go watch a movie or anything else, right? But when you listen to real news, even when there's no conflict, when people are telling the truth, you don't mind listening to them because you know that these people are positive. They're looking for a way out. It's not just about coming and giving news to people, but it's about analyzing the news in a way that can benefit the population. When every single day you're looking for bad news, wars, and propaganda, how do you help the population to grow, right? And so the news of today, right, these channels, right, you name them, you know who they are. They have nothing to do with journalism. Nothing. It is pure propaganda. And they live off of negativity. Bringing positive news in today's world is boring. So they are looking for something that can shoot people's emotions to the roof, because when there is conflict, when there's war, and then they come out there and they are the first to tell you, or they, emphasize on the conflict that are taking place, you are more likely to listen to them because you feel like they're telling you the truth. Look at how much money they're making off of the Ukraine conflict. They are there every day insulting Russia. Russia is weak. Russia is making weapons out of washing machines and things like that. But yet, that's all you hear. They cannot tell you about the economy in Europe. They cannot tell you about the suffering that European people are having. European people cannot afford energy. They stopped using Russians' energy, and it's the Europeans who are paying for it. They're advising their people to wear more clothes during this winter because they're incapable of providing affordable energy to the European people. They cannot tell you about that. Every single day you turn on, their propaganda media is about Russia, is about Putin, is about how they're destroying Ukraine, how Ukraine is winning, how Russia is losing a whole lot of soldiers. Everything is a lie. There's nothing truth about what they say. As soon as they turn on the TV, the only thing you must remember that is true when you hear them is their name. That's it. Once they tell you their name, everything else that comes after that, don't never take it at face value. It is propaganda aimed at giving you a certain narrative to advantage their position. Just listen to an example of the lie these people feed you every day. They told you that Iran is weak. Iran is at its weakest point ever. That right now, they have nothing they can do to stop the US in a war. But yet, the US doesn't want to attack them. The US is the same one complaining that their troops is in danger. How can a weak Iran be a danger to the United States? Please, someone tell me. But you hear this in the news every day. The propaganda, BBC, CNN, the France 24, the LCI. LCI is the biggest propaganda. I don't know how much money those people get. They will tell you every day that the weakest people on the planet are Russia, Iran, North Korea. China cannot fight anything, although they have economy and all of that. Those are the weakest people on the planet. And that the US is the strongest and most powerful military on the planet. But yet, the US cannot stop Russia in Ukraine. The US cannot bend the hands of China. The US could not stop the Houthis who are kidnapping civilian ships on the sea. The US is incapable of bombing Iran at its so-called weakest point. Now, these are the media that you want us to listen to every day. I only have one question. Please just go and get the answer from your propaganda media. Ask them if it is true that Iran is weak and it's at its weakest point today. Isn't it true that it is best to attack a country when the country is weak? Especially when it's at its weakest point? When you get the answer, please let me know because I'm still waiting for it.